The Intergovernmental Authority on Development convened the ministerial meeting for the ministers responsible for land and ministers responsible for gender-women affairs in the IGAD member states on the 28th day of July 2021 in Nairobi.
It is with the great pleasure that I welcome you all to Nairobi for this important dialogue on land governance in the context of gender equality in the IGAD region.
The meeting adopted the IGAD Regional Women's Land Rights Agenda, which is aimed at supporting the implementation of the AU Declaration on Land Issues and Challenges in Africa towards the Africa We Want and Leaving No One Behind campaign.
However, still access to land is a big challenge for women, particularly the disadvantaged ones, and it remains a critical call for development and implementation of policies and legal frameworks geared towards gender equality for women's land rights in order to facilitate development in all sectors of the economy, including agriculture.
The Regional Women's Land Rights Agenda is a framework document that will enable IGAD Secretariat provide the necessary support to its member states in implementing gender and land projects for the next 10 years.
We still treat in 2021, the year of our Lord, our women as property. And then we ask the question, how can property own property? We need to begin to examine our mindsets, our culture. There are many elements of our culture that are good and should be kept. But there are also many elements of our culture that we need to begin to question place in the century.
IGAD Executive Secretary in his opening remarks noted that IGAD was desirous for all member states to institute policies that seek to transform the existing distribution of resources and responsibilities in order to establish a more equitable relationship between women and men.
For one region to attain the peace, prosperity and integration that we keenly aspire to, we must therefore systematically address the deficiencies of our policies and practices in land governance, including conflicting legislations as well as inefficient administrative procedures.
The ministerial meeting was preceded by a directors-level meeting on July 26th and 27th.
So this text process for monitoring indicators is based on voluntary guidelines on responsible governance of tenure.
To move the gender equality on land forward from a regional perspective, the directors' meeting drew common threads from the National Women's Land Rights Agenda for the member states and the recommendations from the IGAD Regional Women's Land Rights Conference held on June 28th to 30th this year into the IGAD Regional Women's Land Rights Agenda.
As member states, as partners, we have demonstrated tremendous levels of goodwill and commitment to this cause.
Statements of commitment were received from the highest representatives of government in the ministries responsible for lands and the ministries responsible for gender, women affairs of each of the IGAD member states. The IGAD Land Governance Program is an initiative of IGAD and is supported by the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation (SDC) and the Embassy of Sweden in Addis Ababa.